Hi guys, it's Pastor Ken here. Just want to share another devotional thought and maybe we can pray together in this video. I suppose I want to share a bit of a story about how our plans can be interrupted, but that's not always necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it's actually a God thing, and maybe it's something we can all relate to with our whole lives being interrupted, the whole world economy being interrupted. Well, maybe something good can come out of this, and that's something I want to encourage us with. But when I was a younger man, much younger than I am now, I think I was like 22 or so, this is like 2002, I went on a missions trip to Vietnam where I was meant to be spending 3 months working with missionaries, doing English teaching, actually getting paid for it, but also using the opportunity to build relations and connect with different people and just seeing where those relationships went. So I flew into Hanoi in Vietnam with a friend of mine from university, and we were meant to be there. We had our business visas for 3 months, and before we had left Melbourne, someone had said, "Hey, can you take these Bibles with you? We want to take these Hmong language Bibles. We want them to be delivered in Vietnam, and so can you take them with you?" And so why not? We're going anyway, let's take them with us. And so we arrived at immigration clearance in Hanoi. Out of the whole aeroplane of people, we were the only ones who had our bags kind of x-rayed. Everyone else, the x-ray machine wasn't even turned on. People were just walking right past it. We're right towards the end, and some guards come out and say, "Hey, we want to scan your bags." They scanned our bags. They found Bibles in them. Being the kind of government that they were at the time, I'm sure things have changed now. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. But being the kind of government they were at the time, they didn't like us having what we were carrying, which was all these Hmong language Bibles. So what they did was they interrogated us for a few hours. They denied us entry, cancelled our business visas, and we had planned to spend that night in Hanoi. We actually ended up in Bangkok. We had to buy tickets to go to another country. And there's so much more to the story, but the gist of it that I wanted to share just today is that our plans were interrupted. The door was shut. Literally, the immigration and customs officials of the Vietnamese government slammed the door in our face, and we were denied entry into that country. We ended up getting back in there somehow. I can go into those details a little bit later on. But we actually spent 1 month in Vietnam instead of 3 months, and then we spent 2 months in Cambodia. And those 2 months in Cambodia, that was like a door that was flung wide open for us. One door was shut, another one was flung wide open. And it had some incredible times. We saw some amazing adventures, like absolutely incredible. We saw riots, automatic gunfire, we were shot at, but we got to work I got to teach English to orphans. We got to work with a NGO doing development type work, got to work with missionaries, got to meet so many incredible people in Cambodia. And so definitely our plans have been interrupted, but you know whose plans are never interrupted? It's Jesus's, and he's the one ultimately who opens doors and closes doors. And I just want to read to you from Revelation chapter 3 verse 7. It says this: "These are the words of him," this is speaking of Jesus, "these are the words of Jesus, who is holy and true, who holds the key of David. What he opens no one can shut, and what he shuts no one can open. I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, that you have kept my word and have not denied my name." I'll just leave it there. And it's, I've always been encouraged by this part of the Bible. This is from the book of Revelation, the revelation of Jesus, and Jesus is revealing himself as the one who holds the keys of David. He's going to close doors. He's the one who ultimately closes doors. He's the one who ultimately opens doors. And the doors that he opens, then no one can shut. And so it might feel like that our whole lives, doors have been slammed in our faces because of this COVID-19 global health response to the pandemic, and it's like, well, what are we going to do with our lives? What's going to happen? What does the future hold? I know who holds the future. It's Jesus, and he also holds the keys of David, which symbolically he can open and close any doors that need to be opened, and he can close the doors that need to be closed. And so in this time, I'm not looking to what am I going to do for the rest of my life. I'm looking to Jesus, say, "Jesus, I trust you to open up the right doors for me at the right time." Just like when the communist government of Vietnam slammed the door in my face, I was still able to get back in because you opened that door. And even though I could stay for 3 months, you opened the door for Cambodia for 2 months. And some of the greatest stories I have, some of the greatest adventures I've ever had happened in that place. And so I just want to pray into that. Jesus, I thank you so much for who you are. I thank you that you are the one who truly opens the doors that no one can shut. And maybe we feel like certain doors have been closed on us in this season. And, you know, the doors to the cafes and the doors to the restaurants, they've been shut. They'll be open again one day at the right time. But I thank you that even more significantly, you open the right doors for careers, you open the right doors for relationships, you open the right doors for visas, you open the right doors for relational opportunities, you open the right doors to connect with people who don't know you. And we thank you that those doors that you open, you promise that no one's going to be able to shut them. And we take comfort in that, and we speak that over our lives. In your name we pray, Jesus. Amen. Well, that's it from me, guys. As always, I'm Pastor Ken. Be blessed.